Hello, book readers. This is the B-Side Book Reviews, and today we're going to take a look at the autobiography or biography, however you want to look at it, Mommie Dearest, where our author Christina Crawford talks about being the adopted daughter of Hollywood starlet of yesteryear, Joan Crawford. Now, Joan is no longer with us, but Christina is still alive and well. Last time I checked up on her, which was about 5 minutes ago. Now, this book came out in 1978. There was a movie made about it that came out in 1981. Joan Crawford was played by Hollywood starlet Faye Dunaway. Now, if you don't know who Faye Dunaway is, you probably don't know who Joan Crawford is. But just minor detail. Just grab some coffee and let's take a look at Christina Crawford's Mommie Dearest. Note to all parents, celebrity parents at least, you really have to watch how you act these days, because all of those crazy antics that you might carry out after emptying a bottle of your favorite vodka just might be recorded and wind up on a YouTube or something. However, before there were camera phones and the internet, children had to go through the pains of writing a book to get back at their crazy parents. Yup, times were really tough back in the pre-internet days, but it all provided for some good reading for us now. And here we have a book like Mommie Dearest, a book about Hollywood starlet Joan Crawford. Okay, and her darling adopted children. Nothing odd about that concept. Celebs adopt children all the time. But these were not some darling third world country children. Oh no! These were darling domestic children who Joan could dress up pretty for some lovely photo ops. Because, after all, she was a film star in the golden age of movies. A film star who didn't want to mess up her starlet body by getting children the natural way, or having to keep a husband around long enough for such either. Yeah. Of course, we're not getting the story here from the mother. It's called Mommie Dearest, not I am Mommie Dearest. We're getting the daughter's viewpoint here. Wow. And talk about your mommy issues. Wow. Okay, we get the story of Hollywood starlet Joan Crawford, who started her career way back in the silent film days. And out of the goodness of her famous celebrity heart, she decided to adopt not one, but 4 little orphans to give them the grand life of the Kardashians. Or the Manson family, you decide. Yes, our author, Christina Crawford, recounts her life as the cute little blonde daughter who looks so good in all those publicity shots with her mother. The girl also tells how she can stir up a great Tom Collins while she was bartending her mother's parties at an age when she could barely see over the bar. Yeah. Those movie folks do things a bit different. And Christina here gives us a pretty good account how things at the Crawford house were, well, a bit different. Okay, does anyone even remember Joan Crawford? In her illustrious career, the actress played in 89 movies, which I remember watching 2 of them. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, and of course, the classic movie Trog. Now, this book came out in 1978, which was only 18 months or so after Joan Crawford's death. So, methinks Christina had the book pretty much written while her mother was still alive. Maybe Joan got wind of the book, or maybe even a peek at the rough draft. And such was the reason Christina was omitted from her mother's will. Or, as the book states, for reasons which are well known. Now, Christina should have made her book plans known in her early years. That way, when Joan went on one of her crazy rants, young Christina could have threatened her mom with, "Watch it, Mommie Dearest. I'm keeping a diary. You just think you're famous now. Wait until I get done with you. I'll write a book. It will be made into a movie. Faye Dunaway will play you, and some TV show named Saturday Night Live will do a skit on you." Come to think of it, Mommy, Mommie Dearest would make a cool name for a punk band. What's a punk band? Not sure. I just thought it sounded cool. Yeah, little Christina could have said so many things. Now, the most enjoyable part of this book was reading the famous line, "No wire hangers!" Now, my wife yelled that at me one day while going through the closet, and I had no clue what she was talking about back then. Yeah, it can be pretty scary. So, the book is worth reading just for that little snippet. Now, I do wish our author would have written a bit more about Joan's animosity toward Betty Davis. But Betty was still alive and well when this book came out, so such was probably better left alone. I'm guessing anyway. Now, I had to wait until the in memory part of the book for Christina to mention my all-time favorite Joan Crawford movie, Trog. A movie that our author describes as a terrible movie, simply best forgotten. Now, regarding Christina's account of her mother, I thought the movie Trog might be a fitting end to the woman's film career. Like Joan Crawford, Trog could be gentle, but could get a little crazy as well. Joan just dressed better. And, what's wrong with wire hangers? Now, I'm not really sure who this book covered more, Joan Crawford or her daughter and book's author, Christina Crawford. We get a pretty good look inside the lives of both celebs for the price of one. Wow, what a bargain. Now, I guess Christina was a celebrity. She was in the soap opera Secret Storm. Secret Storm. Which I'm guessing aired sometime on weekdays in the 1960s between Dragnet and Batgirl, maybe? I've never heard of it. Of course, in today's TV world, Christina could have skipped all those silly soap operas and had her own reality TV show. Growing Up Crawford. Or simply Mommie Dearest. Then she could have had a brief singing career, yes, a singing career, and then launched her own daytime talk show. Wow. Things are so much easier now. Wow. Okay, I knew very little about Joan Crawford before I read this book. She was one of those actresses I would ask my mom about and would get the reply, "Oh, she's just an old actress." Maybe I saw her on Johnny Carson some night. Maybe not. Who knows? So, we've got a publicity-hungry Hollywood celebrity who had a drinking problem, a few sexual quirks, a bad temper, and was a bit off her rocker. Okay, is there really anything out of the ordinary here? Then there's a daughter who felt a little unloved, a little alienated, and had some serious problems with her mother. Once again, is there something really out of the ordinary here? Must have been that wire hanger thing. Now, our author tells how as an adult, she, at times, had daily contact with her mother. Wow. I know women who got along fine with their moms, but only talked to them a few times a year. I think more than anything, the book tells us how Christina desperately wanted a mother. And Joan was more interested in a good photo op. Such must have had some impact on the poor girl here, because Christina has been married and divorced 3 times herself and had no children. Go figure. At least that's what the internet told me. The internet told me, so it has to be true! Right? First of all, is the word mommy spelled with an I-E? Have I been spelling it wrong all these years? Or is that just a Hollywood thing? Now, the hardest part for me here was trying to remember if I had seen any of these movies that Christina claimed that her mother had starred in back in the golden age of Hollywood. And how do we know it was golden if everything was in black and white back then? Okay, I did feel myself cringing a bit when Christina would go into some of her mother's crazy antics. Some worse than others. Several times she talked about being spanked with a hairbrush. So I'm guessing a Hot Wheel track wasn't available. Hairbrush? Big deal! My dad used a rubber hose on me once. Now maybe there were parts where Christina felt so alienated from her mother, and from the world for that matter, that were, kind of heart-rending. But the most disturbing part of the entire book, for me anyway, was the girl's little preteen sexual fling she had with the school's stable boy. Oh yes, there was this 16-year-old kid working at the stables who was going to the school on a scholarship. And apparently all the little junior high girls there had the hots for him. So, our little 11-year-old Christina goes into the stable one day, and the boy puts down his pitchfork and immediately attempts vile practices with her. However, he slams on the brakes when he discovers that our Christina is only 11 years old. Ooh, he thought she was 13. So 11-year-olds are off limits, but doing the deed with a 13-year-old is okay? Even for a 16-year-old boy? Wow. My sympathy kind of went toward Jones Crawford on that one. Such would certainly make a parent want to drink. The heck with wire hangers! No more Staple Boys! Get the hairbrush after that boy. Okay, so that was Mommie Dearest. Everything you ever wanted to know about Joan Crawford or her daughter Christina Crawford brought together in, I guess, 286 pages of a book. Now, I have not seen the movie, so I guess I need to put the movie on my to-do list as far as movie watching goes. But anyway, check this book out or watch the movie. Just go read a book or watch a movie.